the biggest games.
A perfect season complete. The Wanakee Warriors are your state champions in Division II.
The most compelling stories.
50 years for Title IX. That's incredible. And this is the 50th anniversary.
The area's best high school sports coverage. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the regional finals here on the ESPN Madison YouTube. I'm Hunter Vaughn. Here with me is Adam Mertz again. Mertzy, thank you for getting back up. Back-to-back here for us tonight as we had the regional semifinal last night with Monona Grove getting the victory over Delavan Darien, and now they just have to deal with the juggernaut that is the Edgewood Crusaders with only one loss on the season, and they're taking on a 1 seed. This is a tough battle for this MG squad going up against one of the best teams in the entire state, regardless of division.
Some kind of reward, huh?
Yeah.
Come out and wax an opponent in the first round and feel really good about where you're at, and this is the challenge that you're up against. But this is beautiful, Hunter. I love the 20-hour turnaround. It feels like a continuation almost of last night's action. There's no time to think about it. You're just thrown right back into it. Let's roll the balls out there and see how we match up.
And, speaking of how these two teams match up, both of these teams, we're going to see, I think, some very similar styles of basketball here tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of press, a lot of players just running all over the place. It's going to be a fast game tonight.
Yeah, and so I thought about this a little bit last night watching what MG did to Delavan Darien in terms of speeding them up. I think that the key is going to be playing fast but in control. Who can do that best? Can MG withstand kind of the 4 to 5 all-stars out there on the floor for Edgewood in terms of their firepower, but also just in general? Can they keep their composure? Can they play fast but yet in control?
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how these two teams match up here this evening. Is still waiting for the players to take the floor for the warm-ups as we're about 17 minutes-ish here from the opening tip-off. Last night the tip-off came a little bit early, Mertzy. Did you notice that too?
I was getting a little freaked out, making sure you could get your spots in before we tipped off. We got to keep the sponsors happy.
Exactly. I was getting a little nervous. I was like, I thought I was going to time this out perfectly. I was feeling good. And all of a sudden they're lining up for the anthem. But anyways, we've got a great game for this regional final here this evening between the Monona Grove Silver Eagles and the 1 seed, the Edgewood Crusaders, here this evening. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to get to know both of these coaches a little bit better before we get to the opening tip-off here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
She's always putting the needs of others first.
My husband went hunting. I'm texting him because I'm like, well, in case he's like about to get a deer or something.
Gosh, you can call him at that point.
Except for the occasional sports take she claims to be her own.
The Green Bay Packers have had an easier time replacing MVP Aaron Rodgers than they have replacing Mason Crosby.
Back from giving birth to beautiful twins, ESPN Madison welcomes Molly Brown back to Jim, Matt, and Molly. But it's not like her husband will know.
I get offended when he brings up Kay Adams. I get a little jealous. I get annoyed. I'm like, how can you listen to her show but not mine?
Asking all the important questions.
Do you have tater tots in your pocket? What's up with that?
And helping bring the show back to its gold medal standard.
I don't have high expectations or really any expectations at all.
Don't miss Jim, Matt, and Molly, featuring the return of Molly Brown.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, maybe?
Tuesday on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The biggest games.
A perfect season complete. The Wanakee Warriors are your state champions in Division II.
The most compelling stories.
50 years for Title IX. That's incredible. And this is the 50th anniversary.
The area's best high school sports coverage. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Welcome back to Edgewood High School. I'm Hunter Vaughn, here with me Adam Mertz as we're getting ready for the opening tip-off of this Division II girls regional matchup between the 1 seed Edgewood Crusaders and the 4 seed the Monona Grove Silver Eagles here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road to check out all of the new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. It's time for us to get to know these two coaches. Mertzi, let's start with the Hall of Famer. She got her 500th win during the season this year. That's Laura Stavnes.
Laura Stavnes, and it's not often, Hunter, you get to come to a game and see the coach's name on the court. Tells you a little bit.
While they're still coaching.
While they're still coaching,
yeah.
Exactly. Pretty amazing. It's a testament that the job that she has done, and I'll tell you this, it's a flashback for me, man. When I was doing media in the the late 90s, she was just starting out. I was just starting out. We're both kind of still here. She's been a little bit more accomplished than I have in the game
don't
of athletic.
sell yourself short, Mercy.
But to tell you a little bit about what she's done in those 32 years at the helm. Played basketball at UW Whitewater, graduated with a master's in sports administration from UW La Crosse. FIA teacher since 92. Head coach of Edgewood's first girls state basketball qualifier in 2015-16. She has 2 titles under her belt, including last year's Division III, and was the 2016 and 17 NFHS Wisconsin Girls Basketball Coach of the Year.
And then what about the head coach from Monona Grove? We heard him speak last night, if you tuned in on the radio side to our broadcast. Yeah. But head coach Jalen Walker in his first year at the helm for the Silver Eagles of Monona Grove.
Yeah, and he was talking about the respect he has for Coach Stav and what she's done for basketball in the Madison area, and how you can tell they're having a conversation right now at half court. Mutual respect between these two. Jalen Walker, originally from Metro Detroit, played college basketball at Trinity Christian. Was named head coach here at MG in May of 2024 after a period of JV, and has done a lot of other great stuff at the youth level in the area. His thoughts on this opportunity. I'm really excited about maintaining the relationships that I built with the girls. I'm also very excited to create more relationships within the community of Monona and Cottage Grove. Someone who's got this mindset of, this is going to be the community's program. We're going to build this thing up.
Yeah, and you mentioned his activity with the youth programs. One of the things he mentioned to me on Thursday when he and I spoke was the fact that Beanie Thompson for Edgewood, he coaches her in AAU along with Sydney Glynn, I believe it was, for MG. So there's some personal ties here between these two teams. Even though they don't always play each other every single year in the regular season, they still know each other well. There's personal ties here. Both of these teams, if we get to see them in the postseason, I'm just kind of looking down the road a little bit more. If we see this a few more times, this could build into a little bit of a rivalry here in the Madison area between these two. Really excellent program in Edgewood, and I think an up-and-coming program here with Monona Grove.
Yeah, absolutely, and we got to see MG in action last night. Obviously a lot of great seniors on that roster, but some good youth that is going to be delivering here for the next couple of years after this year yet for MG. You mentioned that these two teams have not played each other much, and that's, now you're in this Badger large, Badger small stuff. I did see Edgewood got MG twice last year by identical 58-48 scores. You're going back to the previous meeting before that was in November of 2021, Hunter. MG came away with a win in that one. So, they have not faced each other much over these past few years.
And those are your coaches' profiles brought to you by Midwest Financial Group. The lineup at Midwest Financial Group consists of coaches for your financial world, organizing all of the players on your personal team for the best chance of success. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get a start today on your financial future. That's mfgteam.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, FINRA/SIPC, a registered investment advisor. We've got 8 minutes until the opening tip-off here from Edgewood High School. I'm Hunter Vaughn. Here with me, Adam Mertz, getting you ready for this girls Division II regional final. The winner of this one will take on the winner of the 2-3 matchup between the 2-seed Milton and the 3-seed Stoughton. But both of these teams, Mertzy, in Edgewood and Monona Grove, they just kind of cruised to victories last night, which I feel like is a really great for both teams given the shorter turnaround of a 4 o'clock tip instead of the typical 7 p.m. tip for this regional final.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak to Edgewood Athletic Director Ben Voss on the way in, and he was almost semi-apologetic about the fact that they have to play this one earlier. They have a situation where you got to get ice time in hockey, and you're a little more subject to everyone else's whims in that case. So did the best they could that way, but it's an even playing field. Both these teams coming off those wins, like you said. No one's stressed out after last night's games. Got the juices flowing coming back today, and probably eager to get back out sooner than later. So I think this plays out pretty nicely.
Yeah, I think it does as well, and it's really good that both teams got big victories last night. Didn't need to stress themselves too much. Monona Grove winning 72-40 over Delavan Darien, and then you had Edgewood with the big 89-35 win over the 8-seed Fort Atkinson last night. So neither team needing to stress themselves before coming into this big matchup, to the winner advancing to next weekend for the sectional round. And then you start to kind of taste that trip up to Green Bay for the state championships. If you can just get through this opening weekend, you're 2 games away from the trip up north to Green Bay.
That's right. We're doing the cut from 32 to 16 here today. It's starting to get a little bit interesting. And I will say, Edgewood's been rolling this year. We look down their scores that they've had in this 24 game win streak. It's not unusual for them to have 79-34, 90-60, 74-45. But MG, that was an important win last night for them. This is a team that hit a buzzsaw down the stretch against some of those top teams, had lost 4 of their last 5 coming in. So to get their legs under them again and build up some confidence heading into another battle against another heavyweight, I think was really important for them.
Yeah, this will be a great matchup tonight in this regional final between the Monona Grove Silver Eagles and the Edgewood Crusaders here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. Dinner just got easier and tastier. Pizza Hut's Ultimate Bundle is here, starting at just $24.99. You can get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings in your favorite flavor, and your choice of cinnamon, cheese, or breadsticks with 2 dips. Feed the family after the big game. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Ultimate Hut Bundle, only at Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. You've got 5 minutes to get that order in at Pizza Hut before the opening tip-off of this one. You don't want to miss it. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get into the keys to victory for both of these teams here tonight on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Welcome back to Edgewood High School here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me is Adam Mertz, counting you down to the opening tip-off. This girls' regional final. The winner heads to the sectional semifinal, and they're only 2 games away from the state championship tournament that'll be held at the Resch Center up in Green Bay in just 2 weeks. It's time now, though, to get into the keys to victory. Mertzy, let's start with the visitors, the 4-seed Monona Grove Silver Eagles. What are their keys to coming away with the upset win over Edgewood here tonight?
Yeah, and when you're going against a team with the caliber of Edgewood, you know what they bring. You know what kind of firepower they bring. One of the quotes that Coach Jalen Walker mentioned the other day, it stuck with me, was, "We're not afraid of them." Mm-hmm. Let's see, right?
Yep.
Let's see what happens when the buzzer sounds and you're out there going against this team of all-stars. But that is key of just, trust yourself, measure up, and play the game out there.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, for a good analogy when it comes to this Edgewood squad and what they've kind of become here in the Madison area for girls basketball, this would be like somebody coming up against in the second round of the NCAA tournament, and you've got Duke or Kentucky on the other side, and you're a mid-major. Now, it's not to be disrespectful to MG. They just haven't been here as much as what Edgewood has. So it's totally right. They can't be afraid of this team. They put their shorts on one leg at a time. They lace up their shoes just like you do. They're people. They aren't this untouchable monster that sometimes I think they get made out to be because of how good Coach Stobbs has this Edgewood squad rolling. What are the other two keys here for Monona Grove?
Don't let the jersey beat you. Number 2, find gaps in this press with the 1-2-2 diamond press that Edgewood runs. Had a chance to look back on their Memorial game. They bait you into situations. It's not something that they're in your face. They're making you make choices. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times you make bad choices against this press. They understand this thing inside and out. They're trained so well on it. So what MG has to do is advance through that, allow themselves to get into the half court and set up some offensive sets.
And then on the other side for this Edgewood squad, what do they need to do tonight to come away with a win, get going to the next round, and try to get back to the Resch Center to repeat as state champions? They won last year Division III. They're looking to come away with a Division II gold ball this year.
Yeah, an impressive move up in the new graduated system that the WIAA has in place. I'd throw it back a little bit in the same sense of running clean half-court sets. MG comes at you with man-to-man pressure in the backcourt, and then they're coming even up at half court and kind of trying to trap you and shorten the court a little bit. And we saw Delavan Darien just get out of rhythm for most of the first half last night especially. So getting into the half court, running your sets, knowing that you have a little bit of an athletic advantage in that situation.
We're going to take one more break for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip-off here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Win or lose, we're going to walk out of this stadium tonight with our heads held high.
That is amazing. Wow, what a game. Oh, my.
Unbelievable.
One more for the record books.
Nothing's going to stop us.
At the buzzer, knocks it down.
Pick is up. Yes. He made it! Yes! Reverse layup is good with 5 seconds left!
Put 6 on my staff. First title in program history.
Don't call it a comeback.
Being an in-state kid, everything that I wanted in the school was right at home.
Every coach has a toolbox, and every tool is from another coach.
Camaraderie, be able to hang out with each other and be together.
Takes it all the way for the touchdown.
Led by a future Badger.
I'm very excited for this kid because he is brilliant. What an absolute javelin toss. He's going to throw a jump pass and complete it for the 2-point conversion to Hawk.
I mean, we can see a lot of offense.
Put the exclamation point on it. At the buzzer.
Wow.
It's good. Oh, my goodness.
Do your best.
Thank you so much for all you guys do for high school sports.
Guys, I got goosebumps.
That's all anybody can ask for.
The biggest games, the most compelling stories, the area's best high school sports coverage. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Welcome back to Edgewood High School. The Girls Division II Regional Final is almost underway. The starting lineups first for the visitors, the Monona Grove Silver Eagles in their Columbia Blue Road uniforms. It'll be at guard, number 2, Danny Becker. Then number 4, Kaylin McQueenie, also at guard. Number 14, Daniela Whitty. And then number 21, Sydney Glynn. And then rounding out the starting 5, number 23, Addie Schmudlock. And then the starting 5 for the home Edgewood Crusaders in their home whites with the maroon numbers. The number 2, Erin Schauer. Number 14, Macy Faust. And number 25, Marin Schmatzer. And number 30, Anna Miller. And then rounding up the starting 5, she'd been injured for a chunk of the season with an ankle sprain, but she's back. Number 20, Beanie Thompson at guard/forward. Mertzy, final thoughts before the opening tip-off of this regional final.
Just how big these games are for how you remember your high school basketball career, and just thinking back to the meaning, the significance of this. What a huge moment for all these kids. And I will say, someone reminded me of this. There's a gentleman wearing a Nirvana shirt behind the Edgewood bench. 30 years ago today was their final concert as a band, and it smells like Teen Spirit in here this afternoon. Does it not, Hunter Vaughn?
It absolutely does. We wait for the huddle to break for the Edgewood Crusaders. Coach Savnis will take as much every last second of breaks in this game to talk to her team. She does it right away at the beginning of these games every time. We've seen a number of the Edgewood games with this team. She will take advantage of every bit of those timeouts. The official is set, and the Division II regional final is underway with the Crusaders winning the opening tip. Anna Miller between the circles. Gets it into the elbow to Schmatzer. Handoff Faust. Faust driving in, can't convert, gets her own rebound though. And then loses it. First turnover of the night, and MG going quickly. Glynn down low. Glynn blocked away, gets her own rebound. MG resets Whitty. Now to Becker at the top of the key. They'll work it around that perimeter. McQueenie to Schmudlock. Dribbles inside, guarded by Miller. Fakes in middle and then tries to go baseline, loses the ball, and then it's a turnover for the Silver Eagles. But they get it right back. Whitty has the ball poked away. Back and forth, no score early on. Schmatzer, the shot fake. She's blocked away and out of bounds. So some great defense early on here, Mertzy.
Yeah, we got, 3 blocks now and a bunch of turnovers, but really well contested defensively.
Quick lob inside. Schmatzer can't convert, and it's another ball batted out of bounds, staying with Edgewood underneath their own basket.
Another block, another clean play defensively.
Lob to Thompson inside. She can't convert. Rebound for the Silver Eagles. McQueenie guarded closely by Miller.
That'll be an interesting defensive matchup tonight because McQueenie just shredded the Delavan Darien defense last night.
Well, and you mentioned it multiple times.
As
I was about to say it, she's right-handed, but she goes to her left almost every time, and she did it there, just couldn't convert on that layup. Thompson down low, kicking it out, thought about the three, instead pulls it out. Faust will fire up a triple, and that rims out, no good. Another rebound for the Silver Eagles. Still scoreless, 16-10 to go. And Schmudlock is fouled. Addie Schmudlock will head to the line.
Really nice box out by Glenn on the defensive end there against Maren Schmatzer. Really tough defensive assignment.
Schmudlock last night was 16 points in that 70-42 victory in the regional semifinal over Delavan Darien. And the first one bricks off the back of the rim. But that was a shooting foul, so she gets one more. And the second one gets us our first point of the night with 16:08 to go in the first half. MG with the 1-0 lead. Sounded like a hockey score here early, Mertzy. Schmatzer taking it inside, and we got a jump ball in the paint. Coach Walker fired up for MG.
Daniela Whitty getting her hands right in that situation. We saw a lot of that last night. Just so active on both sides of the floor.
Now some change is Edgewood going with that full court press.
First time we get to see this.
And they get a steal from it. Miller to Thompson, and Thompson's fouled. Beanie Thompson will head to the line to shoot two.
Boy, that's exactly what you don't want to see, that first look at that press, and they did collapse really heavily into the corner there. That's a tough entry. You don't want to put that ball in the corner right off the bat from the baseline.
Well, and I was going to ask you the fact that early on Edgewood wasn't using that press, and all of a sudden they went to it as they kind of realized they're like, oh, well, we're in this game without, like, we're not getting killed without using the press. Let's try and get going here as they're still scoreless. The first one from Thompson, no good.
Yeah,
and the second one, nothing but net for Beanie Thompson. They
just did not have much chance early there to set up in it because the game was just flowing so much back and forth.
Whitty quickly the other end, too strong. Rebound for the Silver Eagles. Glynn, the mid-range jumper. Sydney Glynn. We saw that late last night against Delavan Darien. She can hit that mid-range jumper, and it just gives a scoring opportunity at every level for this MG squad, who they lead 3-1. Driving inside, Faust gets the layup.
Nice patience there by Faust.
We're tied at 3 apiece, 15-10 to go in the first half. A whistle, and it's going to be a turnover. Becker stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, at first I thought they were going to call a little bit of a body foul
That's what I thought too, and then all of a sudden the official pointed the other way. I was like, oh, okay then.
I tell you what I liked out of that by McQueenie, though. She didn't hold up in the forward court. If you do that, you're going to get trapped from behind against Edgewood.
Anna Miller fires up a deep three. No good. Rebound on the deck, and it'll be a jump ball.
Jump ball. Possession, Crusaders.
So Crusaders will keep possession.
Crusaders have been so good on their inbounds plays so far early here tonight.
Schmatzer gets it out to Thompson at the top of the key. Back to Schmatzer. Wanted to try and get it down low to Shower. Couldn't do it, though. Had to get it around to the perimeter. Now to Thompson on that low block. Back out to Shower. Schmatzer drives inside, pulls up, kicks it back out to Shower. She got cut off again. Anna Miller inside, dumps it off to Beanie Thompson. The hesitation gets the score for Beanie Thompson. She's got 3 points. It's a 5-3 lead for Edgewood.
Oh, and a turnover for MG.
And if anyone's just tuning in now, we've got 14:25 to go here in the first half. And Mertzy, even though it's a 5-3 game early on, this is because it's a defensive battle. This feels like a Big Ten West football game. Both of these teams are really good defensively right now, making it really difficult on the offenses.
Yeah, and there was so much intensity out of the gates here. A lot of turnovers, but up and down, really solid defense. Now they're settling in a little bit. See how this game evolves in the first half.
Schmatzer on that right wing. Edgewood leading 5-3, 14 minutes to go in the first half. Down low, Shower, and Shower puts it off the glass. Aaron Shower with her first points. Suddenly Edgewood has a 4-point lead. And they go back to that press, nearly force a turnover. Glenn is able to control. McQueenie inside, and she is fouled before the shot. Not happy about that. She wanted that NBA continuation.
Yeah. Well, she saw the opening, too,
Yep.
and that was a smart foul. That was a 3-on-1, essentially, on the left side of the court. Smart foul to put in under the hoop by Edgewood.
And that's going to be the first foul on Michaela Foley. Second team foul for Edgewood. So Becker with it. And she'll fire it up for a 3 and knock it down. Danny Becker with the triple. Now only trail by 1. Anna Miller, the mid-range jumper, is pure.
Man, she knew the spot she wanted to get to, and she made her way there.
Anna Miller, just a sophomore, and one of the best players, I think, in the class
Yes.
for girls basketball in the entire state. She can play at just about any position, too, and that's one of the things Edgewood really loves to do. From talking to a couple of different coaches about this Edgewood squad, they play positionless basketball. Miller firing up the triple, and that is no good. It hit the top of the backboard and the line,
wire.
so that's why that was counted as no good, in case that you couldn't see that on the video stream exactly. So
Even if you call that one, it doesn't count, huh, Hunter?
No, unfortunately, we're not playing horse. That's for post game. Then you can count it.
Okay.
Edgewood showing that press, but kind of backing out of it. And pass gets deflected out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Silver Eagles. Coach Stav didn't agree with that one.
She didn't like that. She thought there was a second touch, huh?
She did, and unfortunately there's no reviews here, so it'll stay with the Silver Eagles, who trail 9-6, 12:46 to go in the half.
That one's going the other way.
It is. That went off the hand of Kaylin McQueenie, and another turnover by the Silver Eagles.
Those are the tough ones. I get it when you're in the flow of the game, seeing passing angles get cut off. That was a clear inbounds pass.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to make those mistakes in a game like this.
Faust running the point for the Crusaders, who lead 9-6. Faust down low. Off to Shower. Back out to Faust. This is Edgewood's squad. They're going to take their time on offense. They're going to get a good shot. They're not just going to force something up because they feel like they need to. As they get it down low to Miller, and she's going to get fouled. It's going to go against Michaela McQueenie.
That's a tough defensive matchup for McQueenie. I was watching Anna Miller get set up in the post there, giving up about 4 or 5 inches.
And that's just the second team foul. Both teams with 2 fouls. Shower down low. Shower spinning. She traveled before taking some contact that time.
Good position D by MG on that play.
And MG, Edgewood had a little bit of a spurt there. They got the lead, got up to a 4-point lead, but MG has been able to maintain and withstand that pressure that the offense of Edgewood has put on. Just haven't been able to get some consistent offense to match the defense early on. As Becker fires up a 3 off the front of the rim, Glenn gets the rebound and fouled on the putback. That'll be Maren Schmatzer picking up her first foul. Third team foul.
You know, Hunter, I think that falls under the not afraid category. You had Becker pop a 3 earlier, and on that play, Becker again stepping up and saying, no, I'm going to take this shot. I'm not going to wait for a better opportunity. This is a clean look. Give it to me.
Glenn connects on the first one. Chance to cut this down to a 1-point game with 11:49 remaining in the first half. And that's off the back of the rim, though. Rebound for the Silver Eagles. They'll keep possession of it. Now a chance to tie or take the lead. Schmudlock thought about that three to take the lead. Instead, dribbles it off, hands it off to Glenn. Glenn giving to McQueenie. Now Schmudlock will work the perimeter. McQueenie down low. Back outside. Schmudlock goes baseline. Schmudlock through some contact. Can't convert. Rebound Crusaders. Faust fires up a high arcing three. No good. And there will be a whistle. And that is going to be, some would call it an over the back call.
Yeah.
That's really the contact on Thompson there because as I was reminded multiple times by our friend Bill Kegler of the 608 tournament, over the back isn't a thing. You don't get fouled for being more athletic or taller than someone.
Fair.
It's the contact you make while going over their back.
As someone who's 5'7" on a good day, I think over the back should be a foul.
Yeah, punish those big 6'6" guys, right. Silver Eagles, again, a chance to tie or take the lead, trailing 9-7 with 10:54 to go. And they'll tie it up. Cora Glenn, her first points of the night. We're tied back up at 9 apiece. Edgewood tried to respond with a three, and that goes out of bounds.
What a nice power move by Cora Glenn. She was quiet last night.
She was. It was both the Glenns were.
Yeah.
Both Cora and Sydney. They had quiet nights. Sydney Glenn ended with 9 points in that win over Delavan Darien. But it was a quiet 9 points that she really got late in the game to really fully seal things off for the Silver Eagles. Schmudlock's cut off. She passes it out for Becker. Becker, through the double team. Danny Becker with 5 points. It's a 2-point lead for Monona Grove, matching their largest lead. And then a whistle and a foul on Daniela Whitty, picking up her first foul, 4th team foul.
How about the body control there? Coming through into the lane to split those defenders.
And she's just not, like we talked about, one of the keys, can't be afraid for Monona Grove, and they're showing they are not afraid of this Edgewood team early on as they lead 11-9, 10:15 to go in the first half. Anna Miller got cut off, hands it off to Schauer. Schauer skips it out to Thompson and nearly loses it, able to pick it back up. Now Foley between the circles, over to Miller. She's guarded by McQueenie. Down low, Thompson goes baseline, has to pass it back out though. Schauer thought about that three, instead drives inside and has to pass it out again. And Miller pulls it in the corner. Miller driving, tried the sky hook, couldn't convert, gets her own rebound. We have a whistle and another jump ball. Mertzy, what is that, the 4th jump ball we've had in this first half?
It's been a lot of tie-ups. A lot of contested plays, and you're watching that too. That could have easily been a reach, but it was a smart defensive play by MG.
Edgewood showed press for a moment,
Interesting.
backs out of it though. I was fully expecting them to use that diamond press heavily here early on, but instead they're letting MG turn this into a half-court game. Becker airballs a three, and they'll just let that fall out of bounds. It'll go to the Crusaders.
You know, I know that last possession didn't end well for Edgewood, but I really appreciated their patience there. I think they have to test MG's defense a little bit. If they're going to try to stay in that half-court set for 30, 40 seconds, make them defend edge to edge. Edgewood understands where they want to go and when they want to go. Wait for that mismatch, that opening.
Miller tried to find one of those openings, but Nelson cut her off. Foley to Schauer on that far wing. Pass down low, taken away by the Silver Eagles. McQueenie got it inside. Now Glenn wide open in the lane and lays it in. Sydney Glenn up to 5 points. Wow. It's a 4-point lead for Monona Grove and a timeout by the Crusaders. 8:54 to go in the first half. 13-9 lead for the Monona Grove Silver Eagles here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. For over 50 years, Zimbrick Honda's provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Mertzy, 4-point lead for the Silver Eagles of Monona Grove. They're the 4 seed in this bracket, taking on the 1 seed on the road. And we said it, key to the game. Coach Walker said, can't be afraid of Edgewood. Monona Grove is definitely not afraid of them.
They have not been afraid. They've come out with full confidence and just playing really smart basketball right now. That intensity level is high, and they're taking advantage of those opportunities when they're presenting themselves.
Edgewood trying to respond as they trail by 4, the largest lead of the day for Monona Grove. We're down to 8:37 to go in the half. Thompson wanted the baseline, couldn't get it, had to back it back out. Shower, right wing, down low to Miller. There's going to be a foul on Nelson.
Yeah, that's the second time that Anna Miller's been able to draw a foul by getting that inside position on the opposite side of the ball. They've been able to rotate over and take advantage of that. See if MG stays behind her here or tries to get out a little bit more in front.
Miller will be inbounding. She gets it into Shower. Right down low to Miller, and Miller's got position and muscles her way down low. Anna Miller listed as a guard, but again, positionless basketball for Edgewood.
Yes.
She'll play everywhere, and she's taking advantage of her strength down low.
That was impressive play.
Still a 2-point lead for the Silver Eagles. McQueenie's cut off out to Glenn. Hands it off to McQueenie on that wing. Wanted to try and get it down low to Whitty. Couldn't get it, though. So Glenn was going to try and hand off to Whitty. Instead has to give it to McQueenie. McQuenie, the right-handed scoop and the right-handed score. Kayla McQuenie, her first points of the half. 15-11, 7:40 to go. We have a whistle on the floor. It looks like this is going to go against, that'll be Michaela McQueenie.
That's her second.
And she's the first Silver Eagle to have multiple fouls.
And we saw last night, Hunter, even against a team that they were had an advantage over, that MG was not afraid to foul. They've actually kind of toned it down here a little bit today.
And do you think that's more just the nature of the type of defense that Monona Grove plays because they like to press and put pressure on those guards?
But I was thinking from their end of things, though, you don't want to put Edgewood at the line early. I think that'd be a pretty bad idea. But they've been able to play within themselves.
And Schmatzer gets positioned down low. Marin Schmatzer, her first points of the night. Back down to just a 2-point Monona Grove lead. 7:15 to go in the first half. Glenn able to pick that up. Schmudlock, the 3, no good. Rebound Crusaders. Beanie Thompson with it. Up ahead to Schmatzer. Down to Miller. The ball went between her legs. Picked up by Foley. Able to kick it out to Thompson. Thompson goes baseline. Cut off at the block. Schmatzer. And Schmatzer's going to get fouled. And like we were just talking about there, Mertzy, you might be a good luck charm for me. Usually when I try to bring things up to Dennis, it's nothing against Dennis Summerau, but then the opposite happens, and I look like an idiot. I bring something up to you, and suddenly we get exactly what we were just talking about happen.
It plays out. Maybe I'm just your good luck charm this weekend, Hunter.
You are. Might have to have you come back for the sectional semifinals and finals game for the boys' side in a couple of weeks.
There you go.
Inbound pass to Beanie Thompson. Thompson spinning in the paint. Great move, and it rolls in.
Wow. Just awareness of where she is as she's spinning to the basket. Really impressive play by Beanie.
Edgewood ties things up at 15. McQueenie to Whitty. Wanted the baseline. Couldn't get it. The ball is knocked out of bounds by Edgewood. Stays with the Silver Eagles with 6:30 to go in the half.
It's fun watching Schmatzer play. she uses that triple fake to her advantage. She's always showing a shot up, a pass up, and catching defenders off guard, giving her that advantage on the first step.
And Schmatzer on the season hitting at about 35% from three. So she's somebody that can score from almost anywhere. There's going to be a
5-second
and
call.
A turnover. Yep.
Yeah.
I was looking for the official that called it. I just heard a whistle,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, who called it? Where's the hand signal?
Glenn got trapped out there past the three-point line, had a couple different things she wanted to do and couldn't pull the trigger.
And that's just, again, showing how good both of these teams are defensively.
Yes.
With 6:14 to go, 30 points total scored here in the first half. Again, it really isn't because the offenses aren't good for either of these teams. It's just that's how good these teams are defensively. So they get showered down low for Edgewood.
Yep.
They're going to call a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Danny Becker.
Yeah. On the help
for
defense.
Second foul. Seventh foul, so that puts Edgewood into the bonus with 6:01 to go in this first half.
Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit, about how much MG is willing to let this happen, to play aggressively on defense. This is where it could come back to haunt you. Can Edgewood take advantage?
Shower's first one is good. She's up to 3 points, and it's a 1-point lead for the Crusaders. They did lead by 4 points earlier in this half. So both teams have had 4-point leads at some point here in the game. The second one rattles home. 17-15, inside 6 minutes to go in the half of this Division II regional final. The winner takes on either Milton or Stoughton next week, Thursday, in the sectional semifinal. Or the round of 16, if you're not familiar with high school basketball in the state of Wisconsin. Schmudlock's mid-range jumper is an air ball and out of bounds. In the student section at Edgewood, letting her know about it.
Well, they noticed that, huh?
Yeah, student sections tend to pay attention to those air balls.
It helps when it's right in front of you, too. It kind of resonates a little bit more. Whitty and Schmudlock looking for their first baskets from the floor yet for MG.
Those were two players whose scoring really helped carry Monona Grove to that win last night. So also probably part of the reason why they trail by 2 here in this first half. And then that pass going out of bounds. And again, Mertzy, we keep talking about it. This defense for both teams, they're not going to give up easy baskets. It'll be rare if we see wide open layups tonight.
That was a guard coming out and contesting that ball with Schmatzer. Again, 45 feet from the basket.
MG trails by 2. 5 minutes now in the half. Glenn at the top of the key. Trying to find some space. Passes off to her sister, who dribbles off of her foot. Ball's on the deck. We'll have a tie-up and yet another jump ball. And the Crusaders getting possession that time. Mertzy, I'm going to be honest. We've had so many jump balls and the possession changing. I don't remember who won the opening tip-off. Just because normally you can just look at the possession arrow and you rarely get it. And so you just know what direction it's going, but we've seen it so many times. We've got another foul on the floor as Anna Miller was trying to drive in. That'll be on 14, Daniela Whitty.
Second.
And the 8th team foul, sending Anna Miller to the line.
Whitty heading to the bench, and Bailey Nelson coming in for MG.
First one's good for Anna Miller. She's up to 5 points, tying Beanie Thompson with the leading scorer for Edgewood. And the second one off the back of the rim, but Miller gets her own rebound in the corner. She's trapped, trying to fight her way out of it, and instead there's going to be a jump ball, but I'm going to be honest, Mertzy, that should have been a travel.
That was a travel. But
it still goes MG's way, but you'd like to get the turnover instead to keep possession.
Yeah.
MG trails by 3. They led by 4 points at one point in this half. Schmudlock to McQueenie. Thought about that three, but instead pulls up, gives it off to Nelson. Now to Glynn on the elbow. Tries to back her man down, picks up her dribble, gives it off to her sister on that far wing. Hand off to Schmudlock, up top Glynn. Thought about the three again, instead drives in, and she's going to get fouled on a shot attempt.
Crusader fouls on number 25, Maren Schmatzer.
And that's Maren Schmatzer, her second foul. The fifth team foul.
Yeah, that'll send Schmatzer to the bench here. That's
I'm sorry, they didn't call that on the shot attempt.
No.
I had said I thought that they did. I'm used to that NBA continuation all the time.
It was right beforehand.
McQueenie gets the baseline, passes off to Glynn. The floater is good. Cora Glynn with 4 points off the bench. Now they just trail by 1. This is the 4-seed Monona Grove Silver Eagles to this 1-seed Edgewood Crusaders. They've only lost 1 game all season, has Edgewood, and that was the very first game of the year against Arrowhead. Thompson gets the rebound, staying with the Crusaders. Down to 3:30 to go in the half. Shower to Thompson down low. She's got position, and that's just too easy for Beanie Thompson. She's up to 7.
Just great movement off the ball by Beanie Thompson there. After getting that offensive rebound, just flipped over to the other block and beat her defender to the point.
Schmudlock, McQueenie. She gets cut off again.
Yeah, Edgewood being smart about getting some help D out in front.
Nelson, the crossover, and she gets fouled. That was a great crossover.
Yeah, it was.
From Bailey Nelson. Maya Tomlinson picking up her first foul, 6-team foul. MG sitting at 8-team fouls with 3:03 to go in the first half of action.
I'm feeling MG starting to lapse into a little bit of too much comfort out on the perimeter there. Where they've had success is where they've taken the ball, taken the action right at Edgewood.
Yeah, and especially then too, because you get either you're getting a close range shot, which is going to be an easier, higher percentage shot, or then you're forcing them to have to try and foul you.
Yes.
Nelson hits on the second one, her first point. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a big conversation here, if there's another stoppage or a timeout from Coach Walker, MG, that like when we attack, that's when we've been at our best here.
Yeah, well, and especially with Schmatzer on the bench. Got to take advantage of this opportunity here with 2 fouls.
Edgewood working the perimeter. Down low to Shower, and Shower with the left hand. Makes that one look easy. It's up to a 4-point lead for Edgewood, matching their largest of the evening. McQueenie driving inside, kicking it out for Glynn. Glynn the shot fake and the floater off the front of the rim. Miller with the rebound. Going quickly.
Watch
Miller coast to coast, the Euro step can't
Oh.
convert. Rebound to the Silver Eagles. McQueenie now to Glynn. Handing off to her sister. Glynn out to Schmudlock, fires up a high arcing 3, and there's another air ball for Schmudlock. Inside 2 minutes to go. Miller driving in, throwing up a shot, no good though, and it's another rebound for the Silver Eagles. Glynn nearly had it stolen away by Beanie Thompson. Do
you want the continuation again on that one, Hunter?
I do. That'd be so great. Like, why can't we just have the continuation? Why can't we bring that to the WIAA? There's no issues with it at all. No one ever takes advantage of it in the
Yeah,
NBA.
no.
Foley was the one that got called for the foul. 7th team foul on Edgewood with 1:39 to go in the first half.
Oh.
Glynn right off the back of the rim. No good. Down to 90 seconds to go in the half. And there's another turnover forced by this MG defense. Had to try and keep that ball out away from going towards the hoop because of the pressure defense. And again, MG loves to pressure these guards out on the perimeter.
They do, and Edgewood's not getting a look at. Obviously, you try to hit the back door if they're going to be over defending there. But MG's primary defender is doing such a good job of walling off that line of vision. There's no chance to kind of do a back cut and get a feed that way.
We had a conversation with the officials at mid-court. Now they're talking to Coach Stavs here. Not exactly sure what the confusion was. I don't know if they were thinking this is where it'd be great if we had instant replay, but unfortunately we don't. So we've got some clapping coming from the MG bench here. So it looks like whatever is happening, we don't have a microphone on the officials.
Yeah.
That it's
is this some type of
good for MG.
Technical foul?
Or is it a clock thing? I didn't think the clock was running. It'll be right now. We just know it'll be MG ball, and the fouls haven't changed. It's a minute 28 to go on the clock. I don't know what happened.
No.
All I know is MG has the ball. They trail by 2 with a minute 25 and counting to go in the first half. We're just going to leave it at that. I have no idea what happened there. Might have to ask Coach Walker or Coach Stavs after the game what was going on. McQueenie loses it, and it'll be out of bounds. Couldn't quite keep control of that one.
Got a little bit ahead of herself. Coach Stav making the decision to keep Schmatzer on the bench here for looks like the duration of the first half with those 2 fouls. Protect this 2-point lead.
And it feels like because MG, it's not like they took the lead and went on a run without her. So it's just like, we might as well.
Yep, play it safe.
Leading by 2, inside a minute to go are the Crusaders. Thompson working the perimeter to Miller. Now Faust, Tomlinson, Thompson. Back over to Miller. They're just going to keep working this perimeter until they get somebody open down low. Tomlinson, too strong, but Beanie Thompson is there for the putback. Beanie Thompson, 9 points in the first half. It's a 4-point lead for Edgewood. That matches their largest lead of the half. We're down to 20 seconds to go.
Gotta think this is a final shot situation for MG.
I would think so. McQueenie drives, stumbles, gets it off to Becker. Becker off the glass, no good. Rebound, quickly up ahead to Edgewood. Shower driving, Shower denied. Pulled in by Becker, 2 seconds left. Half court Eve. Oh, off the backboard. At the half, 24-20, our score. Thought we were going to get a half-court heave. Then something we'll have to watch out for. Sydney Glynn got up limping after that block and the collision of players down underneath the bucket late in the half. It's 24-20, our score at the half. The Edgewood Crusaders lead the Monona Grove Silver Eagles in this Division II regional semifinal. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get Adam Mertz's thoughts on the first half as well as look ahead to what these teams need to do in the second half to move on to the sectional round and get one step closer to a gold ball up at Green Bay. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. For over 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. We'll get Mertzy's first half thoughts after this on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
Bucky wants a Honda with lots of headroom.
Zimbrick Fish Hatchery Road.
Something with room for
people who take good care of you.
It's gotta be red, of course.
Get to know Zimbrick, 'cause you deserve it.
Zimbrick Honda. Hundreds of options. Zero hassle.
Zimbrick Fish Hatchery Road.
UW Credit Union presents the PrepMania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hi, this is Dennis Semrau from Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania here on 100.5 ESPN. We're very excited to partner with UW Credit Union to help bring you even closer to the stories of great young student athletes. Each week, as part of this season of PrepMania, we'll feature the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. UW Credit Union is proud to support local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. And just like the fantastic student athletes we'll be telling you about all season, UW Credit Union's online banking also goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. UW Credit Union is here for you, presenting the PrepMania Student Athlete of the Week. Learn more at uwcu.org.
It's halftime here at Edgewood High School with the Crusaders leading the Silver Eagles 24-20 in this Division II regional final matchup. The winner advances to the sectional semifinal next Thursday night. They'll play either Milton or Stoughton for the chance to go to the sectional final. And for those that maybe aren't familiar with the high school basketball format here in Wisconsin, you start out with your what would be like your round of 64 games. Those are the regional semifinals. Today is the regional finals, and then sectionals would be the equivalent of the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 before then going up to Green Bay to the Resch Center right across the street from Lambeau Field for the state championship game for girls basketball. But Mertzy, this first half, we kept talking about it, and I'm going to keep coming back to it here. Monona Grove's a 4 seed. They finished just over 500, 12-11 on their season this year, and they're going up against a 1 seed in Edgewood who only lost 1 game to a state qualifying team from a year ago in Arrowhead, and that was the very first game of the season, and these two teams look like they're equals. If I didn't know any better, I would have said, oh yeah, Monona Grove probably only lost maybe a handful of games all year because of how close and well they're playing this Edgewood squad.
Yeah, you summed it up very well. They've come out here with intention, with confidence, and they've been able to hang with this Edgewood team. And it's not a matter of kind of like clawing their way in and hanging on by a fingernail, as sometimes happens with these upset bids. I mean, they've been leading by as much as 4 points in this first half, taking the action to Edgewood a lot of the time and making Edgewood uncomfortable offensively.
Yeah, and that's really shown a lot of times. And on the other side, too, Edgewood, we kept talking about it. I was expecting to see more of that full court press. Yeah. We might see that here in the second half. They run a diamond press, and they will just, like you said in the pregame, force you to make a decision, and it's usually the wrong one because of how well they play that press defense. So it's something we could see here maybe in the second half, or do you think because they got a 4-point lead, things are fine if they're not running it? Like, why go to something and put more of that on tape for then Stoughton or Milton to see next week?
Yeah, that could be. I feel like part of that was a choice here, especially as the half went on, that Edgewood felt comfortable defending in the half court, and they've done a really nice job at the wing, disrupting a lot of those handoffs that Edgewood or that MG likes to do to create some mismatches. But I'm a little bit surprised they haven't employed it more, and I think some of it has just been the situations in this game. Like, they haven't had a lot of made baskets to follow up on and to really get that set up and force some of those entry passes in the corner like they like to see. So I'll be curious to see if they kind of hold that in reserve for a moment when they can really feel like they put the pedal down on MG and try to force a couple quick turnovers and turn like a 4-point lead into an 8 to 10-point lead.
This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. I'm Hunter Vaughn alongside Adam Mertz in this Division II Girls Regional Final matchup. PrepMania's video stream today is sponsored by Pemberton PI. When life takes an unexpected turn to Pemberton Personal Injury Law Firm. Pemberton's client-centered approach ensures you're treated with respect, care, and compassion. never just another case, with offices in Madison and Baraboo. Pemberton has the experience to secure the justice and compensation you deserve. Serving clients statewide, there are no fees until you win. Trust a firm that treats you like family. Visit Pemberton Personal Injury Law at PembertonPI.com. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll have some of the first half stats, and we'll look ahead to the second half of this Division II regional final between the 1-seed Edgewood Crusaders and the 4-seed Monona Grove Silver Eagles on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
No more waiting to see a general surgeon. Stoughton Health has you covered. We accept over 160 insurances, including Anthem Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Cigna, Dean Health Plan, Humana, and Quartz. Enjoy easy access at Stoughton Health, where most general surgery appointments are available within a week. When it comes to your procedure, trust board-certified general surgeon Dr. Aaron Schwab. At Stoughton Health, we are proud to provide you with exceptional, personalized service. Learn more at stoughtonhealth.com.
She's always putting the needs of others first.
My husband went hunting. I'm texting him because I'm like, well, in case he's like about to get a deer or something.
God. You can call him at that point. Wow.
Except for the occasional sports take she claims to be her own.
The Green Bay Packers have had an easier time replacing MVP Aaron Rodgers than they have replacing Mason Crosby.
Back from giving birth to beautiful twins, ESPN Madison welcomes Molly Brown back to Jim, Matt, and Molly. But it's not like her husband will know.
I get offended when he brings up Kay Adams. I get a little jealous. I get annoyed. I'm like, how can you listen to her show but not mine?
Asking all the important questions.
Do you have tater tots in your pocket? What's up with that?
And helping bring the show back to its gold medal standard.
I don't have high expectations or really any expectations at all.
Don't miss Jim, Matt, and Molly, featuring the return of Molly Brown.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, maybe?
Tuesday on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me is Adam Mertz for this Division II regional final. The winner moves on to the round of 16 or the sectional semifinals next Thursday night to play either Stoughton or Milton for that sectional semifinal. But Mertzy, as we look at some of the numbers here from the first half, we had Beanie Thompson for Edgewood leading all scorers with 9 points. Aaron Schauer had 6, Anna Miller with 5 were your main scorers for Edgewood. But then on the other side for Monona Grove, you had 5 points from Sydney Glynn, 5 points from Danny Becker, 1 point for Addie Schmudlock. She had 16 points last night against Delavan Darien.
Yeah, and she's been off on her shot so far, and she and along with Whitty have just not had many opportunities, like organic opportunities within the flow of the MG offense. So you look at this game, and it's a 4-point deficit right now. If you said that ahead of the time, I would have thought that they would have been losing by about 10 at this point. I take that as a good thing for MG, but you got to get them more active in the second half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do that without then losing the scoring that we've seen from Becker. She's been getting herself down low. And same with Sydney Glynn, who had a slow start at the beginning. And Sydney Glynn, she's got some tape around her knee. We saw her go down at the end of that half. Looked like she probably just got some floor burn, which never feels good. That's one of those things. You never get used to it either.
Yeah, I was wondering, floor burn, knee knock. Like, I'm trying to think of the ailments that you get in basketball. They're hard to describe unless you felt them.
Yes.
We'll see how her movement is. She looks pretty comfortable out there right now, we'll say.
And teams will switch direction, and it'll now be Edgewood starting with the ball. They won the opening tip-off of the game, but because we had about 7 jump balls in that first half, it is now staying with Edgewood to begin the second half, and they lead by 4. Faust in the corner. Down low to Schauer. She's doing work down low. Gets a bounce pass to Faust and gets fouled. So she'll head to the line for 2.
I have such appreciation for a pass like that, the vision. Just a great play by Schauer.
And that's one of those plays where you know that Schauer and Faust have just played so much basketball together. They knew exactly what was about to happen the second that they set up the offense. And the second one is up, no good. Rebound to the Silver Eagles. Schmudlock with it. Hesitation, drives inside, loses the ball. It'll be out of bounds, staying with the Silver Eagles. So the first possession of the half, we talked about how Schmudlock only had that 1 point at the beginning of the game and then hadn't had anything else, and she drives right inside to try and get a shot early. McQueenie gets cut off, has to give it back to Glenn. And McQueenie going inside, spinning down low. Gets cut off, is going to have to pass it out. And that goes into the head of Faust. And Mertzy, like the first half, we have a jump ball.
How about that? We got to be somewhere in that region of 6-7 tie-ups at this point.
Yeah, I wish I would have started counting it earlier, but we're just going to say approximately 6 or 7.
You don't expect that to be a key stat in a game.
No. I mean, usually when I'm doing this, other than just the scoring stats, I've done a number of the Middleton boys games, and they've got the 7-footer Will Garlock committed to the Badgers.
Yes.
I'll do a dunk counter for him, but that's about it. I don't really go too much deeper than that. Didn't expect a jump ball counter here this evening. Becker going inside. The floater kisses it off the glass and good. Danny Becker.
Oh, what a nice outlet.
Oh, and then quickly the other way. Shower gets the roll and in.
We mentioned last night you didn't see MG get beaten back defensively many times. There's a rare example.
And then Whitty, too strong off the glass. Crusaders the other way, going quickly. Miller on the wing. Miller goes inside, off the side of the backboard. And that'll be out, and it's going to stay with Edgewood. That must have gone off the hand of Glenn.
Got a piece of that. Yeah, she did. I guess that answers the question about her ability to move laterally. I think she's doing pretty well.
Yeah, and she had her knee taped up, and that's already been taken off, so I'm guessing she just didn't want it. There will be a travel by Thompson down low.
That's one of those plays when you're watching it, you're like, oh, nice play by Thompson, but now I know why she was able to get all the way around the defender.
It always amazes me when people are able to do that, and then you realize, like, oh, that explains it. Yep. Glenn handing off to McQueenie. She thought about that three.
Yeah.
Instead, cut inside. Tried to hand off to Schmudlock. Schmudlock gets it down low, and Schmudlock gets fouled.
Big play there. That's number 3 on Schmatzer.
And Schmatzer sat for a big chunk of that first half with 2 fouls, and she picks up her third with 16:04 to go in this game. And the Edgewood has a player over at the scorer's table. So that might be to go and get Schmudlock already. Or excuse me, Schmatzer. Schmudlock gets her second point of the evening.
It's not often you get 2 Schma, you know, last names.
Exactly. It threw me off. I wasn't expecting it and got myself confused. So Schmatzer heads to the bench with 3 fouls for Edgewood. Schmudlock gets the second free throw. She's got 3 points on the night, and it's a 3-point lead for the Edgewood Crusaders. 16 minutes to go in the game. Tomlinson over to Faust on the near side. Back to Tomlinson. Now Shower on that wing. Trying to find somebody to pass it off to. She'll hand it back off to Miller on that wing. Miller.
MG's got Daniela Whitty exclusively on Miller at this point, so I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
She has such physicality that she brings to the game.
And she's athletic enough to keep up with Miller as well. Like we talked about in that first half, that positionless basketball Edgewood plays. You'll see all 5 of their players playing down low in the paint and out on the perimeter. Some great defense from MG. Just wish there was a shot clock at the high school level, because at this point there would have been a shot clock violation. Miller fires up a 3, and Miller knocks it down. Anna Miller with the triple. It's up to a 6-point lead and the largest lead of the night for the Crusaders.
Right in front of that Edgewood student section. They loved every bit of that.
Schmudlock inside. Schmudlock travels. And they're trying to get Addie Schmudlock going offensively. She averages just over 10 points per game on the season for Monona Grove. And so far tonight, coming off of a 16-point outing last night, she has 3 points for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, she just got a little bit ahead of herself on that. Otherwise, it was a great read by MG.
Shower, the hop step, turning it over for a moment, and that's going to go out off of the hand of a Silver Eagle. That was Whitty with the hand on it, so it'll stay with the Crusaders. 14:28 to go in the half, 30-24 lead. As Edgewood keeps possession, and Faust will run the point. Only one foul apiece for both teams. Got into a little bit of a foul fest late in that second half, so it hasn't carried over early into this second half. Macy Faust got position down low and put it off the glass. It's back up to a 6-point lead for the Crusaders. Yeah. Whitty gives it off. McQueenie's three is nothing but net. Kaylin McQueenie with the triple.
That was an answer that MG needed.
Faust gives it off to Miller from 6 feet, no good. It's going to be out off the hand of McQueenie. It'll stay with the Crusaders. 13:40 to go in this game. Again, the winner advances to next weekend's sectional round. Play either Stoughton or Milton in the sectional semifinal. Thompson to Shower, and then Shower turns it over. She thought Thompson was going to spin to the baseline, and then Thompson ended up spinning inside. McQueenie goes baseline, gets double teamed, passes it off. Glenn, skip pass, wanted Nelson. Fast break for Shower. Shower with the right hand, and it rolls in.
What a read by Shower there. Defensively at midcourt, and then takes that thing home.
Shower up to 10 points for the Crusaders, and it's now a 7-point lead for Edgewood. Glenn can't convert. Her sister gets the rebound, though. It'll stay with the Silver Eagles. Then Becker has it taken away, and Miller thought she had the fast break, but it looked like Miller stepped out of bounds at the center court line.
Listen, I know there's 13 minutes left. I feel like this is a key stretch for MG.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. They need to get a good bucket here, maybe another McQueenie three. Just get this lead back inside that 5-point area, because then you're just sitting at that 2-possession lead. You can come back from that, and you don't have to change things up at all if you're MG. McQueenie, the hesitation, the right hand, and she gets fouled. That time it was on the shot attempt, so I don't have to try and fight for continuation.
Your campaign, your continuation campaign.
Just the first foul on Macy Faust. You know, Mertzy, I think I might start the campaign to bring continuation to the high school level.
There's
thoughts?
How do you keep it from becoming egregious like it is in the NBA? I agree on a lot of those plays. It's almost like too much of an advantage for the defense when you catch someone on that last step before they're about to go up.
Yeah, and it feels like it's one of those things. I mean, I feel like college would have to adopt it first.
Yeah.
Before the high school level
everything
would bring
filters
it.
down.
Yeah, so I guess I should start just arguing for the Badgers and Marquette to get continuation. But I'm going to start at grassroots, get continuation into other levels of basketball.
I'm thinking back, the three-point line came in at the same time.
Exactly.
So there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance.
It might be a very small one, and it's a one-man fight for me, but still, I'm going to make it happen.
I'm going to add it to your Wikipedia page. How's that? We'll
start
there.
I have a Wikipedia?
I don't know. I'll create one if not.
Yeah, I found out you can't create a Wikipedia for yourself.
Oh, well,
because
then I'll do it for you.
Can't be the main
Makes sense.
person. Yeah, it's weird. Except I'm the person that knows myself the best, so I would know facts about myself. But anyway, we have a basketball game going on. McQueenie turning it over. We're down to 11:45, and then it'll be a foul on McQueenie.
Frustration foul.
Yep. Got caught up behind Foley on the fast break. second foul on McQueenie, just the second team foul of the half. Both teams with 2 fouls, 11:43 and counting in the game.
And what's happening here is Edgewood's been able to sit Schmatzer with those 3 fouls and extend the lead. You can't ask for a better situation for them.
And again, that just shows how deep and well-coached this team is.
Yes.
You lose a starter, an important starter for what they want to do offensively and defensively, and it feels like she's still been out on the floor. Faust, triple-teamed inside, kicks out to Miller. Thought about that 3. Pulls up. Beanie Thompson. Thompson with the floater off the glass and good. Her first points of the second half, but that pushes the lead to 9.
That's where Edgewood's done its damage tonight, on the wings, looking for those pathways to the basket.
It'll be a timeout, Monona Grove, with a 9-point lead for the Edgewood Crusaders and exactly 11 minutes to go in the game. 36-27, Edgewood leads Monona Grove. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Check out the Buzz at Madison Axe, your state-of-the-art entertainment spot with 8 lanes of axe throwing, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard, 2,000 square foot of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, and more. Perfect for a night out with the family or parties. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today. Mertzy, have you been to the Madison Axe yet?
I have not.
So, great thing that I found out about Madison Axe. A while back, we had our holiday party for the team there. Turns out that if there's somebody you really dislike, you can put their picture up on the projector and throw axes at a picture of their face. So, since you know this person as well as I do, I decided to put up a picture of the one, the only Alex Strofe and throw axes at his face. Of course, I sent him the video of that, and I said, you know, you've really been frustrating me. So if there's somebody that you're really frustrated with, have a healthy release for that anger. Just put their picture up at Madison Axe, and you can throw axes at their face.
I hope my wife's not listening to this broadcast.
Yeah. Don't tell your wife or your girlfriend about that. They might take full advantage of that as well. That's why I haven't told my wife about that either. Sure, there's a number of days where she would love to throw an axe at a projection of my face. 10:42 to go in the game.
Better there than in real life.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why it's a good,
Get
healthy way
energy.
to do that. Plus, they have all of the yard games, too. It's an awesome place for parties or just to go and hang out. Love Madison Axe and their partnership here with us at Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania. And then we've got a whistle and a foul.
Active hands by Macy Faust on that inbounds. Just a really heads-up play.
And then foul goes against Cora Glynn, her first foul, third team foul. Nine-point lead for the Crusaders with 10:30 to go in the game.
The patience offensively by Edgewood this half has been impressive. They're not forcing anything. I mean, they have the clock on their side. They have the lead on their side.
Now an offensive foul. Macy Faust picking up her second foul. Yeah, and it's so impressive with this Edgewood squad with how well coached they are because I've seen them play in games where they're just going to go up and down the floor. They're going to play that press. They can play a high tempo, but then the second that they need to or they feel like they want to, they can slow it down, take the air out of the ball, play an offense that would make Dick Bennett proud.
I love that.
See, I'm just such a fan of the high-paced pressure offenses.
Yeah.
And I'm a Marquette guy, so that's my favorite college basketball team. So, of course, that's how I would feel. The ball is going to roll out and off the hand of McQueenie.
Yeah, and her foot. Yeah,
I don't know, Mertz.
You don't think so?
I thought
that was off her foot. I love I love when she looks for an opening. I think that she got a little bit ahead of her skis on that one.
Yeah.
She's trying to make something happen here.
Yeah, and she needs to. Down by 9, 36-27, 9:40 to go in this game. And, you win, you head to the sectional weekend. something MG hasn't done for a few years now. So you're just trying to make a play. Anna Miller driving inside through the contact off the glass. No call.
What a play.
But it doesn't matter.
I
Miller
thought that was
10.
a really good no call. That was not.
Ooh.
That should have been a call.
Yeah, that looked like a push-off for McQueenie. Either way,
Oh,
Glenn gets blocked by
Beanie.
Thompson. Beanie Thompson showing off the defense. Miller,
Watch
deep
out.
three, and that is going to go off the front of the rim. Rebound, Silver Eagles. Whitty started to work quickly, slows it down, gives it off to McQueenie. McQueenie goes inside, left hand off the bottom of the rim, pulled in by the Crusaders. Quickly to Faust. Circles back out. Foley to Miller on that right wing. She's going to fire up a three from the bench.
Not
and
afraid.
that is just barely short.
But you know what? Either of those shots really starts to create some big separation. I don't mind those shots. Not from her.
No, and the thing is, she's going to hit a couple of them at some point, and then it's going to force the defense to get out on her. And then a three from Becker is nothing but net. Becker's up to 10 points. It's an 8-point lead.
That was what MG needed at this point in time. Edgewood's done a great job keeping it tight on Becker defensively. She hasn't gotten a look. She nailed that one.
Then a timeout on the floor. The Crusaders taking the timeout with 8:06 to go in the second half. 38-30, our score. Edgewood leads Monona Grove. We'll take a 30-second timeout. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
Introducing Pizza Hut's new tavern-style pizza, an upgrade to their classic crispy thin crust. Cut into 16 snackable squares and loaded to the edge with bold, flavorful toppings. Try one of their 4 new signature recipes: the spicy chicken sausage, the pesto margarita, the double pepperoni, or the ultimate. Because for a limited time, you can get any large specialty tavern-style pizza for only $12. Go thinner, go crispier, go bolder with Pizza Hut's new tavern-style crust. Order online today at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
8:06 to go in the game of this Division II regional final. The winner heads to next weekend for the sectional weekend. The loser, they go home, and Edgewood leads by 8. And Mertzy, you said something to me in the break here. You feel like Monona Grove is kind of stuck in a little bit of a rut, maybe needs to pick up their offensive pace a little bit more here with 8:06 to go, trailing by 8.
As we discussed, Edgewood loves that pace, so that's a bit of a dangerous play. I just don't like the fact that you're being kind of suffocated here. Edgewood's very comfortable nursing this 8-10-point lead and just taking a minute on their possessions and defending you. Anything you can do to turn up pressure and make them make some tough choices and maybe some bad decisions, I think plays into your favor at this point of the game.
We're seeing Monona Grove go with a trapping defense here out of the timeout. Shower to Miller. Miller thought about that three for a second, I think. She was at the logo, and
gotta
I
love
think
that.
she
Gotta love that.
was like, I'm Caitlin Clark.
The Caitlin
I
Clark
can make
effect?
it. Yeah.
Right.
Edgewood's just going to play catch back and forth between
Yeah.
Shower and Miller at the point. Silver Eagles trying to
to watch that breakdown on the backside.
And they'll just, again, they're going to play a catch back and forth, and finally Foley's open down low, and Foley takes a hard foul.
Yeah, look that one up in the encyclopedia. That's a hard foul. That's the definition right there.
Yeah, and I think Foley took a shoulder or a hip to the chest and had the wind knocked out of her that time. She got up under her own power and heads to the bench, but that's just hopefully all it is getting the wind knocked out of her. And if that's the case, that's one of those things where every time it happens to you, you feel like you're going to die.
Yes.
Because you're just like, I can't breathe. What's happening to me?
It's not pleasant.
This isn't normal. We're down to 7:15 to go in the game. Edgewood up by 8. Beanie Thompson down low and just gets the shooter roll every time. Beanie Thompson just scoring from everywhere. Doesn't matter if she's falling over. She's going to figure out a way to get the ball up onto the rim and score.
Finish from an odd angle with the right hand.
A 10-point lead for Edgewood, and then Missed shot. That was a rebound for Schmatzer, and then a jump ball. It's going to stay with Edgewood, and Monona Grove not going with a press here. Down by 10, inside 7 minutes to go.
I don't want it lost Anna Miller's defense on Sydney Glynn on that play. Went up straight and direct, and she's given up a few inches, but she played that one perfectly.
And then a trap shower hits the deck, and a whistle, and then there's just going to be a trip on McQueenie that time as she fell backwards as Anna Miller was trying to drive to her right, and feet just got tangled up. That'll be the third foul on Michaela McQueenie. Fifth team foul. Anna Miller will run the point.
Cadence Jackson in for MG.
And this is the first minutes for Cadence Jackson. Saw her a solid amount in the second half of the game last night against Delavan Darien. Again, MG showing that 1-3-1, trying to get a trap in the corners if they can. Faust dribbles through the double team, gives off to Miller, to Beanie Thompson, and she gets the easy floater. Beanie Thompson, 6 second half points. She's up to 15 points on the evening.
Made that one look easy.
It's a 12-point lead for Edgewood, their largest of the night. MG led by 4 early in the game. But then Edgewood went on a little bit of a run, and there's a foul as Thompson got down low.
Crusader fouls on number 20, Beanie Thompson, her second team.
Beanie Thompson picking up her second foul. And the first one no good for Cadence Jackson. Jackson at the line for a second. And that one's off to the right and no good, and it did not hit the rim, so that's why we got the whistle there.
I always feel like that's a tough spot to come into, with 6 minutes left in a regional final game. You're not warm yet, and then they put you at the line and everyone's quiet and watching you.
Yeah, normally you're okay with that if you've gotten about, 6-7 minutes of game
Maybe
play.
some sweat.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a glisten going. Sad Jackson basically coming in cold, having to go to the line. Down to 5:30 to go. Edgewood by 12. They're fine with just bleeding clock. And, of course, as I say that, Faust, the scoop and score.
Smart to look for that, though. That was a nice, smart, aggressive play.
McQueenie hands off for Becker, fires up a three. That's no good. Miller pulls in the rebound. 14-point Edgewood lead, looking to make that even larger here with 5 minutes to go in the game.
Again, you come back to the patience that Edgewood showed here in the second half. Nursing that 4-point lead. Your big player in the middle, Schmatzer, goes down with their third foul. How does that affect the game? They've just been full of composure, as you'd expect for a team that's coming off a state title last year.
Yeah, they're coming off of a state title. They've got head coach Laura Stavnis, got her 500th career win.
Yes.
Earlier this season. There's just nothing in a game situation that someone with this Edgewood program hasn't seen before.
Right.
So, it's just you're never going to surprise them.
No, and the realization that you have 36 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes teams, you'll see them get rattled and you'll play nervous, with 24. They know that over the full 36, most of the time their athleticism and their basketball IQ is going to shine through.
McQueenie through the double team, can't convert. Rebound to the Crusaders. And Mertzi, it's feeling like with 4 minutes left to go in this game, it's a 14-point lead.
Yeah.
There's still some time and some life for MG, but they got to get a turnover and a quick bucket here and start getting some momentum back if they want to come back in this one.
Yeah, and I think you have to resist the temptation for these bad reach fouls on the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you want to put some pressure on Edgewood at this point, but use that play, aggressive play smartly is what I'm saying. Make them make mistakes. Don't overreach.
And a round of applause coming from the Edgewood supporters as Edgewood, they're not really running it, but it feels like that old Dean Smith four-corner offense.
It does.
Where they're going to get right there by the basket. Nope, we'll pull it back out. That wasn't the shot we wanted. And we're just going to eat up more and more clock. It's down to 3:49.
And now can Edgewood just ice this thing at the line?
That foul was on Schmudlock, her second. Faust misses the first one. Can she get her own rebound? No, but Schmatzer will instead.
Just a killer.
It's just going to be a reset of this slow-pace offense now as they just work the clock down to 3:30 to go for the Edgewood Crusaders.
Yeah, and you only have – there you go. There's one break.
Potentially, and it is a turnover. MG, the reverse, too strong, but Glynn, the hoop and the harm. Cora Glynn, her first points of the half, chance to make it a three-point play.
Hey, and credit to Giselle Linder-Olivencia on that play, going in for the reverse layup. Another player who's getting some minutes here late in the second half, went right at the bucket.
And Glynn, that rattles in.
Staying on the fringe.
It's an 11-point game now, so again.
Now you can see that pressure.
Yep, and now we do see that press, and if they can just get another turnover and another score, suddenly it's a single-digit lead. And inbound to Miller. To Schmatzer, right back to Miller. Miller able to get it back into the front court.
Yeah.
So now it's a chance to just eat up more clock, but Miller nearly loses it. Olivencia, some harassing defense, forces a timeout by the Crusaders. 3:09 to go in this game. 44-33, the Crusaders lead the Monona Grove Silver Eagles. PrepMania's video stream is sponsored by Pemberton PI. When life takes an unexpected turn, turn to Pemberton Personal Injury Law Firm. Pemberton's client-centered approach ensures you're treated with respect, care, and compassion. Never just another case. With offices in Madison and Baraboo, Pemberton has the experience to secure the justice and compensation you deserve. Serving clients statewide, there are no fees until you win. Trust a firm that treats you like family. Visit Pemberton Personal Injury Law at PembertonPI.com. So, Mertzy, 3:09 to go in this game, but I just had mentioned it a little while ago where Edgewood's running this slowed-down offense. They're just going to keep eating up that clock. Like, what do you do if you're Monona Grove without just fouling and you got 3 minutes left in a game?
There's not much you can do at this point. You're right on the edge. Again, make sure there's smart fouls and smart pressure. That was really impressive what they did there because Anna Miller's so composed. They caught her. They recognized that she was a little bit out of control and sent that second defender over. Just play aggressively, play smart, and try to force some mistakes here and get something going on the offensive end. 6 points in the last 8 minutes for MG Hunter.
Oof. And, you mentioned that, and there's potentially another turnover, and they'll say it was out off of Edgewood, so it is a turnover. But I was just going to mention, you mentioned the composure of Anna Miller. For people that don't know and don't follow Edgewood, Anna Miller is a sophomore. She got playing time as a freshman with this team, and she's got another 2 years to go. I feel bad for Madison area teams with how good she is already as just a sophomore, but she is really impressive, and Glenn able to score. Sydney Glenn, that is, too, not her sister Cora. And I was looking down at my scorebook there, Mertzy. Did not see what the Olivencia picks up the first foul. Just had to wait for the PA instead of asking you and looking like, letting everyone know watching, hey, I'm an idiot, wasn't paying attention.
You know what I saw after that one? Anna Miller chucking that ball down court to the ref.
Anna Miller.
She's charged up.
Yeah.
She is charged up.
She wants back-to-back gold balls. Like, you can just – this team has been hungry. Getting a state championship as a freshman, she's ready to try and make it back-to-back. And I don't know how many times teams have done this. So we talked about last year they won the Division III state championship.
Yeah.
This year they're up in Division II, but I talked to Coach Stavnis earlier in the year. It's not because of the performance factor. And there's a triple for Whitty. Down to an 8-point lead for the Crusaders, but it's actually they just snuck in at that Division II cutoff. They were literally, she said, she's like, we might be one of the smallest Division II schools this year for basketball, but they just made the cutoff.
Well,
so
thanks for clarifying that, because I assumed that was off of the performance elevation.
You know, I clarify it because I was recording an interview with her and looked like an idiot because I made the assumption that it was performance factor, and she's like, no, actually it was just the way that it shook out this year, so we didn't even have to worry about it.
There you
Miller
go.
Hits the first.
Yeah, and Edgewood making MG pay with hitting these front ends before they're in the double bonus.
And Miller knocking down the second one. Anna Miller up to 13 points. Excuse me, actually 14 points. McQueenie passes off to Glynn, drives inside, kicks out. Oliviencia the three, and that's just on the bottom of the net, but it'll stay with the Silver Eagles. McQueenie. And then a whistle, and we're going to have a foul on MG.
That's what you did not want right now at MG. Call the moving screen away from the ball. Giving up a possession at this point in the game, that's gold.
Now, that is the 10th team foul, but with it being that offensive foul, doesn't send Edgewood to the line.
This is the one player I don't want to foul at this point of the game is Anna Miller. Get the ball in someone else's hands.
We're inside 2 minutes to go.
Nice D, make her
lead.
give it up.
And she picked up her dribble, passes it off to Beanie Thompson. Thompson has it ripped away for a moment.
Oh.
They're going to call the foul instead.
Woo.
That was close. I thought we were going to get another jump ball.
I thought that was a tie-up, but they were a lot closer than me to that call, Hunter.
Yeah,
it was the right play by Daniela Whitty to go after that ball.
Whitty now, that's her fourth foul. Edgewood is in the double bonus. Beanie Thompson hits the first one, back up to an 11-point lead. Edgewood led by as many as 14. And Thompson knocks down the second one.
Yeah, so this is all threes from here on out for MG. Drive and kick, drive and kick.
And Glenn spinning, can't convert. Rebound is pulled in by the Crusaders. Long pass up ahead. Faust could have gone on a fast break, but realized we're down to 1:20. There's no need to do that. Nelson nearly gets the steal. She does get it. McQueenie.
Pop.
McQueenie passes out to Nelson. Nelson driving inside. The floater and banks it in. Bailey Nelson, the score, and a timeout now. It's down to a 10-point game, but we have 1:06 to go in this one. So, Mertzy, I hate saying the word, but it feels like MG is going to need a miracle here to close out this 10-point deficit with 1:06 to go. I know that's only 3 threes to make it a 1-point game, but that's going to be tough.
And you're talking double bonus at this point against an Edgewood team that is so fundamentally sound that's going to make you pay at the free throw line. I know that the last two plays here that it's really tempting to see those open lanes to the basket, and there's a reason there's open lanes to the basket. They'll play that game. The math right now is in Edgewood's favor. MG has to really – I like the idea of driving and kicking. Give your shooters some looks. It's got to be all threes at this point.
Yeah. And I am a little surprised that they didn't put up a couple of threes there or at least, like, even really think about it. It just felt like MG was just like, we're going to run our offense. We're just going to still run our offense and just try and get a score here. And it's almost like they just wanted to get a score and then try and get a stop here and set something up defensively before they did that. I mean, just trying to see what it is that they might be trying to do here.
Absolutely. And you do have a lot better chance here coming out of a timeout, regroup, get your press set up, figure out who you want to foul, that type of stuff. Great chance to talk through it from a coaching perspective. You can do the same thing after you drain a three. That would be my counter argument.
Inbound is to Faust. And Faust gets fouled and then tripped up.
Faust is going to have some bumps and bruises coming out of today.
Luckily,
credit to her for putting her body out there.
Yeah. Luckily, with it being a Saturday now, the sectional semifinals are on Thursday nights, so got a few days to recover.
Checking in for the Silver Eagles is number 20.
And Whitty picked up her 5th foul. She fouls out. Her night is done. Whitty finishing with 3 points. And Faust, nothing but net on the first one. Macy Faust, 6 second-half points for the Crusaders. And the second one, no good. Nelson pulling in the rebound. McQueenie with the step back. Didn't fire up the 3. We're inside a minute to go. McQueenie driving inside. Looking for somebody to pass out to. And wanted Glenn, but it's turned over. Beanie Thompson, she had the open lane.
Yeah,
pulled
smart
back
play.
Instead, though. We're down to 40 seconds to go. And there's going to be a foul that looks like it'll go against Schmudlock.
Silver Eagles foul is on number 20.
Jeez. Macy Faust taking another one.
Yeah. And Faust, it looks like this time she's
going to need to walk that one off, huh?
Yeah, well, and she was looking at her elbow, so I thought that was maybe she got some floor burn.
Yeah.
Or,
she's getting checked out.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm telling you, she has taken some shots today.
Yeah, and now I see
blood.
The trainer, some blood on the knee. I was looking at her elbow.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So blood, so they have to pull her off the court and get that taped up. So it'll be Foley at the free throw line, and that's off the back of the rim. And this is, like we said for Cadence Jackson earlier, so difficult to, okay, I'm going to come off the bench, not get any movement out on the floor. Go ahead and try and hit a couple of free throws. First one was no good. The second one is good. Michaela Foley, her first point of the night, pushes it back up to a 12-point lead, down to 30 seconds to go. McQueenie, high arcing 3, airballs it. Foley with the rebound. And then a foul on McQueenie to stop the clock with 21.9 seconds.
Silver Eagles fouls on number 4, Caitlin McQueenie. That's her 3rd.
Third foul on McQueenie.
Number 30, Anna Miller, shooting 2.
So you're Edgewood in this situation, Hunter, and you're feeling like, I appreciated this test today.
Yep.
I needed something to wake myself up early in this tournament. So you're going into sectional weekend when the competition's only going to get stiffer, and you've had enough of a challenge here to realize you're going to have to work for this and be on top of your game.
Beanie Thompson pulls in that rebound, and that reminds me of the season after Virginia lost to the 16 seed, and then they had a tight game that first round of the tournament, but then they blew teams out going out after that. It feels that same way. Now, obviously, Edgewood defending state champions, and now, but you want to be tested now instead of your first test and your first struggle in the postseason to be that sectional final or that state semifinal. Because that would be awful if I was a coach and my players haven't been tested for a month now, and all of a sudden we're on the biggest stage.
Yes.
That would not be an enjoyable place to be if you're a head coach. Thompson hitting the first one, and she knocks down the second one. 11 second-half points for Beanie Thompson.
Huge.
20 points on the night. The 3 no good. Anna Miller pulls in another rebound. We're down to a second, and that will do it. 55-40. The Edgewood Crusaders get the victory, but more importantly, Adam Mertz, they advance to sectional weekend. They'll take on either Stoughton or Milton in the sectional semifinal on Thursday night.
Just a well-contested basketball game. This one was a lot of fun, Hunter, and we wondered what MG would be able to come out with against this powerhouse Edgewood team. Gave them all they could handle and more in the first half. And really, when I'm looking back on it, they were able to keep that defensive intensity high. Their offense did not deliver. They were not able to get comfortable out there offensively in the second half. Went this long stretch, about 6 points in 8 minutes when it really mattered in crunch time. Nothing to be ashamed of here. They came out and gave it their number 1 effort tonight.
Yeah, this is a really impressive game for Monona Grove, being as young of a team as they are, to come out here and really play a competitive game against this great Edgewood Crusaders squad. But now on the other side for Edgewood, the train just keeps on moving for them. They have their sights set north at Green Bay. They want to get back and get another gold ball, get Coach Staubs her 3rd state championship. And from what I saw now, yes, they were tested here against MG, but they handled it. They came away with a 15-point lead. They only led by 4 points at the half. So there isn't anybody that I feel like, oh, no, I don't know if they're going to be able to beat them. They've been the #1 team in Division II in the coaches' poll all season long after having won the D3 state title the year before. I mean, am I missing anything about this team where you're like, oh, they need to watch out for this, or this could be the style of team that could really give them struggles?
No, I agree with you. I mean, if you're going to look to anything, I could say maybe a team that has a little bit more size, giving them some difficulty, but they work so well together on top of their individual talents. I come away really impressed with what they were able to accomplish tonight. I don't feel like they played anywhere near their full potential today, and they walk off with a 15-point win against a really tough-nosed MG team.
Yeah, and just so people know, when it comes to, you mentioned a team with size, the size that would be required to take down this Edgewood Crusaders squad, Maren Schmatzer's 6'2", but then you have Anna Miller, who's a guard at 5'8". You've got Tomlinson's 5'9" off the bench. Beanie Thompson's a starter at 5'9". Erin Schauer is a guard. She was running the point sometimes. She's 5'9". So you're going to need multiple 5'10", 5'11", 6-foot tall girls. I don't know many communities in the state of Wisconsin that grow them that big.
Absolutely not. You like their chances going into next week, and I know that they could run into a West Salem team that was a state qualifier last year. So that's one of those interesting matchups with the divisional switch. But Edgewood, you can tell that this is obviously an incredibly well-coached team, incredibly composed team, and they've got what I would look at is a few different players who you could turn to when they get a hot hand on a given night. So I really like their chances of moving on getting back to Green Bay.
55-40, our final score here from Edgewood High School. The Crusaders of Edgewood advancing to the sectional semifinals next Thursday night. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Adam Mertz is going to have to name his Pizza Hut player of the game here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
UW Credit Union presents the PrepMania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hi, this is Dennis Semrau from Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania here on 100.5 ESPN. We're very excited to partner with UW Credit Union to help bring you even closer to the stories of great young student athletes. Each week, as part of this season of PrepMania, will feature the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. UW Credit Union is proud to support local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. And just like the fantastic student athletes we'll be telling you about all season, UW Credit Union's online banking also goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. UW Credit Union is here for you, presenting the PrepMania Student Athlete of the Week. Learn more at uwcu.org.
She's always putting the needs of others first.
My husband went hunting. I'm texting him because I'm like, well, in case he's like about to get a deer or something.
Oh, God. You can call him at that point, Molly.
Except for the occasional sports take she claims to be her own.
The Green Bay Packers have had an easier time replacing MVP Aaron Rodgers than they have replacing Mason Crosby.
Back from giving birth to beautiful twins, ESPN Madison welcomes Molly Brown back to Jim, Matt, and Molly. But it's not like her husband will know.
I get offended when he brings up Kay Adams. I get a little jealous. I get annoyed. I'm like, how can you listen to her show but not mine?
Asking all the important questions.
Do you have tater tots in your pocket? What's up with that?
And helping bring the show back to its gold medal standard.
I don't have high expectations or really any expectations at all.
Don't miss Jim, Matt, and Molly, featuring the return of Molly Brown.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, maybe?
Tuesday on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
55-40, the final score of this regional final between the Edgewood Crusaders and the Monona Grove Silver Eagles here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. Are you dreaming of transforming your home into a space that you've always wanted? Wanakee Remodeling makes it happen. Whether it's stunning kitchen makeovers, cozy living room revamps, or complete exterior facelifts, their expert team is there to bring your vision to life. They're local, reliable, and dedicated to quality craftsmanship that stands the test of time. Call 608-442-0034 or visit WanakeeRemodeling.com today for a free consultation. I'm Hunter Vaughn. Here with me at Edgewood High School is Adam Mertz. And Mertzy, it is now time for our Pizza Hut player of the game.
No one outpizzas the Hut, and no one outperformed this player tonight. The player of the game is presented by Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Mertzy, who are you naming as your Pizza Hut player of the game?
So in the Super Bowl where they're always like, well, it's basically the quarterback by default.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the times it's easy to just fall back on the leading scorer in a game. And great case today, Beanie Thompson. Just a really tremendous game, 19 points. Seemed like she was in the right place at the right time, picking up a lot of scraps on the offensive end, second chance points, that type of thing. She'd be a great selection. However,
Not so fast.
The player that we discussed over the break that I think just brought so much in so many different ways to Edgewood today was Anna Miller. Finishes with 14 points. As we discussed, the offense runs through her a lot. And if I'm looking back at one moment in this game where I thought, okay, Edgewood regained its footing and feels really strong heading into the rest of the second half, it's early on. Protracted possession, MG for some maybe 45 seconds, 50 seconds long, and they found Anna Miller in the corner in front of her student section, and she drains a three, and that felt really deflating for MG and inflating for Edgewood, and I think they just kind of built on that lead the rest of the way.
They definitely did, as Anna Miller, our Pizza Hut player of the game. Dinner just got easier and tastier. Pizza Hut's Ultimate Hut Bundle is here, starting at just $24.99. You can get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings in your favorite flavor, and your choice of cinnamon, cheese, or breadsticks with 2 dips. Feed the family after the big game. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Ultimate Hut Bundle, only at Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. So Anna Miller, our Pizza Hut player of the game. Too bad we couldn't, because of the whole NIL things and that, we can't give away pizza to the players. I'm sure Anna Miller's brother, Anthony Miller, plays for Vel Phillips Memorial basketball team. They'll be playing in the regionals next weekend. So perfect choice for the Miller family. They can go get some Pizza Hut, as Anna Miller, again, our Pizza Hut player of the game. And now, Mertzy, some final thoughts on this game tonight. Again, Edgewood, 55-40 victory. They look like they're just going to be able – I don't want to, just assume anything here for this Edgewood squad, but they just feel like the sort of team again this year that it's going to take a really off night for them to drop a game here in the postseason until they get up to the Resch Center for the state championship.
I think that's a fair characterization, and you talked about Jalen Walker, MG coach's comments coming into this about he feels that they have probably 4 superstar players, and that doesn't happen very often at the high school level where you feel like you're being threatened from every angle defensively. So you really like the composure that they showed tonight, that emphasis on wearing out MG over 36 minutes. They withstood a tremendous first half by the Silver Eagles where they took the defensive intensity toward them, were hitting big shots at the right time, and managed to just kind of like modestly and methodically extend that lead throughout the second half.
And now, too, before we wrap things up, I just want to bring it back to this Monona Grove squad. They fall here in a regional final. It was a competitive game. They were in this game for a large chunk of it. But this doesn't feel like the ceiling for this MG program. Head coach Jalen Walker, in his first year as the head coach, they do lose 4 seniors with Lauren Reed, Kaylin McQueenie, as well as Cora Glynn and Sophia Lee. And if you've been paying attention to our broadcast last 2 days, those are some names we said
Yes.
a good amount of time, but they've got somebody like Bailey Nelson's just a sophomore. Daniela Whitty, sophomore. Michaela McQueenie, who gets a lot of playing time, is a freshman.
Yes.
This team is young. This team, I think, is really building towards something, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of Monona Grove girls basketball over the next couple of years with just how young and talented this team already is.
Yeah, and that was a big point of emphasis, I'm sure, for Coach Walker this year, is like set this foundation of where we could head. He knew it would be a little bit of a rebuilding year coming in, but what do you deliver day in and day out? What's your attitude and your mentality that you bring to the court? And you saw it out there today. You saw it last night against Delavan Darien, where they had a chance to really step on an opponent and put them away. They did that. And tonight they came out and they did not play afraid against this Edgewood team. So I love what I see. I think, Kayla McQueenie is going to be a tough loss. She does so much for them at the point guard position and is just a really excellent leader on the court. But that's what happens in high school. It's a next player up mentality. You have her sister, Michaela, as you mentioned, looks like the same sort of basketball IQ, same approach to the game. Give her this full year of seasoning that she's had and a nice offseason to develop. And I like their chances over these next couple of years to do some damage, Hunter.
And it'll be an interesting team to watch going forward, this MG squad. But the Edgewood Crusaders are cutting down the net as they head to the sectional semifinals next week to take on either Stoughton or Milton, that game being played tonight. So they don't know yet who they're going to be able to play, but the nice thing is they get to sit and watch the game. They can scout it live.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll have a live stream of that somewhere for them to be able to watch. Mertzy, thank you for the last 2 days.
It's been awesome.
Some girls hoops in with me. We'll see you again for boys state basketball at the Kohl Center. You and the lover boy, the love letter writer that is Riley Yauk, for those that listen to Wilde and Tausch. You guys will be on the call for the Division II games, the Friday night semifinal games. You guys will be on the call at the Kohl Center for.
Two romantics, I guess, on the call together. I mean, it's gonna be a heartwarming show.
Are you guys gonna be quoting sonnets?
A very special show. I'll work on my Shakespeare between now and then.
Perfect. Well, thank you again for joining me these last 2 days while the dean was off covering the state wrestling tournament at the Kohl Center. Thank you to Chrissy Birdsall, our video producer this evening, and thank you for tuning in to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepManias. For over 50 years, Zimbrick Honda's provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. For Adam Mertz and Chrissy Birdsall, I'm Hunter Vaughn. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week as we'll have some boys regional basketball and girls sectional basketball